We should probably start filming, Josh. I was thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, we are
Oh.
filming, Josh. Well, hello. Welcome to Film Smart. We're going to be talking about Batman versus Superman, I guess, and the Avengers and the SAG Awards and something else. I guess I don't know. Let's get into it. Recently, we heard that Batman vs. Superman would be pushed back from July 17th, 2015 to May 6th, 2016, which is about 10 months, which is almost a year, which is crazy. I mean, what do you think about this, Josh?
I think that at first I was really angry. I was really distraught. I don't know, I felt kind of betrayed by Warner Brothers. I felt like I had waited all this time just to see the two on screen before. And I don't even know how to feel. Now at this point, I think it was a smart move on their part. I think that instead of them jumping right into this movie and releasing it half baked and
Yeah.
hopefully they replace David Goyer. No offense, David Goyer, but hopefully they get rid of you. But
You hate David Goyer.
yeah, I hate him. I hate David Goyer. I hate David Goyer.
Yeah.
Not like,
He has good ideas.
yeah, he's good story, but dialogue,
Dialogue is where he.
Third graders. I've seen third graders write better dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so the movie. This could mean either that, yeah, they really are just working on the movie more, but it could also mean that number one, they're trying to lay out the plan for the DC cinematic universe further than just, let's say I'm going to do Man of Steel and then we tease Batman's in the next one, but then we don't have a plan beyond that. So I feel like maybe they're trying to make a plan, they're trying to differentiate themselves from Marvel, but they're trying to find the right way to do that.
Yeah.
Instead of just leading up to one big movie, because the Marvel way isn't just. That is not the right way. Most people feel that way.
It worked for Marvel.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it'll work for DC.
DC's a different animal.
Also, we just had those Batman movies, so do you really want another origin story of Batman?
Sure don't.
And then one of the only characters that really needs an origin story at this point is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
We know who Superman is. We know who Batman is. They can be on the screen together, but I feel like
I guess you could say we know who Green Lantern is.
Yeah.
Even though it was a crappy movie, you know who he is. Basically.
We know his origin. We know all about Parallax, which is, I had the idea that they do a requel, like how they did, they didn't really do that with Hulk because the first one's still in continuity. Yeah. But they kept certain events from it. But you can tell that they didn't keep all of it. Like where was Betty Ross? But maybe they should just recast Ryan Reynolds, not because he was bad in the role, maybe just because it'll remind us too much of what Green Lantern was.
Piece of crap.
I mean, and yeah, even though he wasn't the worst thing, he was nowhere near the worst thing about it.
But we associate crap with the people in it.
As much as I wish that Mark Strong could come back and reprise his role as Sinestro, that's probably not going to be reality. He was also
good in it. It wasn't the acting aside from Blake Lively.
Oh yeah, Blake Lively was just terrible.
But beyond just Green Lantern, I think this move is disappointing because I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to a big 2015 with Avengers and Star Wars and Batman vs Superman and James Bond and Mission Impossible and Assassin's Creed and World of Warcraft. I mean, it just goes on and on. I mean, it still goes on and on. It just without Batman vs Superman now, which is one of the big three, I think. Star Wars, Avengers, Batman vs Superman. I think you call those the big three. Yeah. And if you want to add 5, James Bond and Mission Impossible, I would say. But it's disappointing. But 2016 is another big year. I'd say this year, 2014, 15, and 16, I would say are like the biggest years in movies ever.
2016 has X-Men Apocalypse. They have isn't there 2 Marvel dates that are unveiled yet?
Well, there's the Fox Marvel, which is coming out the week after, and then
X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And then Batman versus Superman, of course. The 2 Marvel dates. So that's already 4 movies.
Well, it's just 3. There's not 2 Marvel. What do you mean? You mean in 2016?
Yeah, I thought there were 2. I thought there were 2 unrevealed dates, and then there was the X-Men, and then Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think there's going to be 3 superhero movies in May, unless somebody changes the date.
Somebody has to. I think.
But as of right now, we have Apocalypse, Batman or not X-Men Apocalypse. Then the week before, I think we have Batman vs Superman, which is opening on the same day as the Marvel movie.
Yeah,
which will probably be a Doctor Strange or a Black Panther.
And
or
if
Marvel.
if it's not Iron Man or Thor or Captain America, I think they're gonna have to
crushed. But nobody's gonna win because there are gonna be several people
that go see that rather than this, and then that rather than that,
and then that's gonna take money from the X-Men movie. So I mean, everybody's gonna get hurt. So people are gonna have to move because it's not gonna work. But
I'm not sure if I already mentioned this, but they could also mean they're filming Justice League back to back. Because I mentioned that they could be laying out this plan because you never know. I mean, Wonder Woman will be introduced in Batman vs Superman. We never know her role, but we assume when we say that, we say we never know her role as if that means it's small.
Yeah,
it could be a huge role. We never know. Maybe what if the whole movie's told from her point of view? You never know what's going to come out of
it could
Warner Brothers because
I doubt they do that, but
because it could be. I mean, her name's not even in the title, but I mean that would be just a huge surprise of a movie if it was an origin for Wonder Woman. Like they, like you know how they focus on different character plots in the movie. They could be showing how Wonder Woman, her progression into the United States as Batman vs Superman, Batman and Superman are fighting. Or having their little confrontation, then she gets to the United States with Steve Trevor, maybe.
Yeah.
And then so they wrap up her origin. It's almost like a backdoor origin story, like how they were going to do the Flash and in Arrow. Maybe they do Wonder Woman and Batman vs Superman. I think that would be a total. I feel like she deserves her own movie, but
yeah.
I mean, even her solo animated movie didn't do that well. So I mean, I feel like Warner Brothers might be afraid that if the animated movie didn't do well, and most of those come from fans. So if a majority of fans didn't buy that, why would the general public buy it?
Well, Wonder Woman definitely can bring in a wider audience because a lot of women, let's face it, don't go to see these movies. They don't really see as much Avengers or Dark Knight or Man of Steel or Wolverine or Thor or whatever. They don't go out. I mean, there's definitely plenty, but there are definitely way more men.
You could bring them out, yeah. Wonder Woman. A lot of like my mom, she's a Wonder Woman fan. Because she grew up watching that Wonder Woman TV show, and that inspired her to be a stronger woman.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that girls, I think in this day and age, they need their own hero. I mean, guys, we have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I mean, Superman, Batman, Thor, Green Lantern,
Spider-Man.
Yeah. We have all these characters to look up to, I guess, in a way. And we have all these characters to strive to be like, especially Superman. That's his whole little thing. You could strive to be just like him. Perfect, I guess, morally sound.
You don't want to be like Batman.
Yeah,
you want to have his morals.
That's a very disturbed. Yeah, Batman's very disturbed. I would never want to live in Gotham or fight crime in Gotham. But it could mean that they were filming Justice League. It could also mean that they're filming Wonder Woman back to back with Batman vs Superman. You never know. They could already have seen some type of test footage, and she just.
Or they could be filming another Batman movie along with it too.
Oh yeah, because Ben Affleck's pretty busy.
Yeah.
He has to direct. I don't remember what the title of the movie was, but he's directing something right after they were supposed to be filming. And now that they pushed it back, I don't understand how that's going to work now. But it is a Warner Brothers movie, so they do whatever they want with it. Yeah. So and then Henry Cavill, he's doing he has some other projects coming out, like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Or whatever. And so they just have a lot of things that could be going on behind the scenes. We never know. I'm really hoping it's a Wonder Woman origin. The one that I typed up.
Wonder Woman origin on the blog.
I'll put the link in the description, so make sure to check that out. And I'm also going to be doing a Green Lantern, so check that out.
And I'm going to do a Black Panther. So.
And there are going to be more of those to come. Yeah. Also, Batman vs Superman. I wonder how much world building the movie's going to be doing. Literally, they could stem from. There could be so many storylines just based on who the villain is. What if they use a Green Lantern villain and Green Lantern has to come help the fight because it's his responsibility? Or maybe not. What if it's not even Hal Jordan? They send an alien Green Lantern.
Or Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, or Jon Stewart. I mean,
Hal Jordan was the first Earth man, Green Lantern.
Yeah, but they might change it.
Well, yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. So.
But then, yeah, it could be a Green Lantern. They could use Ares for all we know. I mean, Jason Momoa and The Rock, they both have those, like, islandy feel. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, Gal Gadot has that islandy feel, too. So, I feel like they might have been up for the same role. But I would hope they choose The Rock. Just because I think he would draw more people. Even though he's not exactly the best actor.
But he has star power.
Yeah.
People know who he is. So.
Yeah, I think that would... Man. There's so many possibilities for this movie to be amazing or to be a train wreck. So, man, I just can't even think. If they use the Doomsday storyline, I don't think they should kill Doomsday, and I don't think Doomsday should kill Superman. I think Doomsday should maybe get taken in a boom tube at the end of the movie. Boom tubes are commonly used by Darkseid, if you don't know who that is. And if you don't know who that is, look him up. But Darkseid is one of Superman's biggest villains, and he can take out the Justice League. And they could go into, they could even, if they wanted to, they could just totally rip off Marvel's plan, even though Darkseid is the original. Like, you know how they're building the Infinity Gauntlet. Darkseid could be doing all this stuff to get the anti-life equation. That's what he did in the Justice League animated series. So I feel like they could mirror Marvel exactly. They could mirror them exactly the same. And I don't know, there's just so much to say. I can't say it all in this video because then I'll just go on these wild tangents about what the Green Lantern could look like, what Wonder Woman could look like, what Batman could look like. And we haven't gotten any news about Batmobile and all that.
Yeah, we don't know how that's going to turn out.
But that's another day, I guess.
Yeah.
What's next?
So, I did an article on our blog about the Ant-Man news about Michael Douglas being cast as Hank Pym, which was that was a big thing. I mean, we all thought Paul Rudd, we assumed, because that's like the most famous Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. When we find out he's Scott Lang, I
have a big theory about this right now.
What?
A big theory about Hank Pym, because you know how Joss Whedon said that Ant-Man won't be in Avengers 2, but technically wouldn't Scott Lang be Ant-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Hank Pym could still be the creator of Ultron.
Yeah.
Even though they showed Iron Man's helmet, it could just stem from Iron Man's technology.
Yeah, he could.
But Hank Pym, yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like Ant-Man, because
Tony Stark gives it to him.
Yeah, Hank Pym. That doesn't necessarily mean that Hank Pym will be Ant-Man or will have been Ant-Man. It's a movie, so anything can happen. It's comic books and movies. It's not. Movies aren't a mirror for comic books. They're a medium. So nothing has to be exactly the same. If you feel that way, I'm sorry, because you're gonna have a sad life. But that was my biggest theory for why they would cast an older one. It's just so that they could show, be like, oh, maybe Hank Pym does do that all the time. After all, and then Michael Douglas, in addition to James Spader and Robert Downey Jr. and the rest of the cast of the Avengers, whoa!
I mean, they're adding more talent. Like I said, we got Anthony Hopkins. I mean, one of the greatest actors of all time.
Marvel's they're a talent.
Michael Douglas, one of the greatest actors of all time. His father, who's still alive, Kirk Douglas, one of the greatest actors of all time, who's not in the movie, but it's just the connections. I mean, it's just. I mean, they got a lot of connections. I mean, who knows? They might bring in, Michael Douglas. I think he divorced her. But,
who? Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah, Catherine. They might bring her in. I don't know. She's a great actress. But, they have a lot of talent. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson, he's an Oscar nominee. Robert Downey Jr. has been nominated twice. I mean, they have a lot of great talent.
Who do you think they're going to use the Wasp character?
Yeah, I think they might. I heard rumors that Rashida Jones would be.
Yeah, she was the original in the original Avengers script. If you didn't know, Joss Whedon came out and said that the original Avengers script was very waspy. That's the term he used.
Wasp term, like
waspy,
centric.
But Marvel didn't want wasps, so they switched it out for Black Widow, and they ended up putting her as the girl, and then they reduced her role. He said that Wasp was going to be like a main character in the movie with Iron Man. So I thought, that'd be really kind of fun. But then I'm not sure how they would do Wasp without Ant-Man. So maybe that's why. Maybe he had. I'm sure it was good either way. But
I was thinking, Rashida Jones. I'm going to be honest. She bores me. Every character I've ever seen her play on Parks and Recreation.
I liked her on Parks and Recreation.
She's the same character. She's boring. I don't. She doesn't excite me at all. So I mean, maybe she'll be good as Wasp.
Well, she's not cast.
But yeah, if she was Wasp, but I'm saying if she could be good as her, but I'm going to be honest, she's very boring to me. She doesn't excite me at all. I feel like she's the same thing every time. She has no time.
And Wasp is Hank Pym, so unless he's like her sugar daddy, I doubt they're together.
That's what the thing. I was sad because Hank Pym and Wasp kind of have a weird relationship. I mean, he's very terrible. He's got a wife beater. He's a wife beater. Which would be very interesting to see some domestic violence in a superhero movie.
Yeah, I doubt Marvel would do that.
I doubt they would do it, especially since they're owned by Disney now. But They could dwell.
Iron Man
They
3
could,
went into some darker tones.
yeah, but they could delve into some dark things. I mean, he could be really rude to her. I mean, he could be a terrible person.
All he has to do is raise his hand and she jump, and you get the joke.
Yeah.
And well, not the joke, but you get the
Not
gist.
the joke,
You get the gist.
The gist, yeah, because Hank Pym is he's a terrible person, sort of.
Yeah, but I kind of want to see how. Do you know about Yellow Jacket when he progresses? I really want to see that. Even though, well, now Hank Pym is gonna be old, so I mean, maybe we'll see it in the flashback.
Yeah, because apparently Michael Douglas, I heard, was supposed to be like the Ant-Man back in the '60s and '70s.
Yeah, so
that
that
he retired.
So then, why didn't we hear about Ant-Man and Captain America?
That's the thing I was wondering. Well, the '60s, Captain America was in the '40s.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember. So, I mean, he was probably.
But then we still didn't hear about it in Avengers 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised
when he thawed out and all that, and we didn't hear. Oh, there's Ant-Man. Then why wouldn't he be?
They'll have to explain.
Why wouldn't they have his technology and help the Avengers do something? Or
I mean, he's such a big guy. You can't like hide him. You can't pretend like he didn't exist. You can pretend Wasp didn't exist.
Yeah, I was gonna say
she's not pretend. Yeah, but you can't pretend. Although, in this Ant-Man? Obviously he can get huge. But they keep talking about how small he gets. Even in the footage they showed, it was him small.
But then he retains his
But
power.
Does he get big? I mean, when does...
I'm not sure if this iteration will, because I remember he turns it... doesn't he take the mantle Giant Man when he just turns big?
But I mean, just Ant-Man can get big.
Yeah.
Which I hope they allow him to get big, because...
I think that'll add a whole new aspect to the Avengers. I think that'd be a way cooler power than like... Because Hulk... He's strong, but on that little scale, it just doesn't look as cool.
Well, the thing about Hulk is, like, when he was holding those big things, I mean, he's strong for his size. Because he's big compared to the Iron Man, but he's small compared to those big things. But his strength is what makes him... That's when I realized, because I was like, Hulk seems kind of puny. But then I realized it's his strength that makes him unique, not just his size. I always look at his size.
I think Ant-Man, I don't know. I think, well, you know how much I hate the Hulk. I hate the character. I hate everything about him. I hate.
But you like Marvel, right?
Yeah, I'm a Marvel.
Yeah. Make that clear. He likes Marvel.
I do like Marvel, but DC is my favorite. But I do like Marvel. I'm not a fan.
Marvel's my favorite, so we have balance on here. It's we're like Fox News.
We could
for balanced news. We got
Fox News.
We got the Democrat and the Republican or whatever. We got the DC and the Marvel. So
DC's great. Except for the X-Men. X-Men easily outclasses any type of team, any type of collective character, like any type of anything DC has, anything Marvel. The Avengers has nothing on the X-Men to me. I like the X-Men cartoon a little bit better than Justice League right now because I feel like it had more depth.
Or were you finished? Or?
Yeah, I'm finished.
They were talking about the Avengers before we get into the SAG Awards. They were talking about the Avengers. They I don't know if you saw on MTV. I think they ran into Mark Ruffalo and Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana will be playing Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy, which
later
comes
this
out
year.
August 1st this year. And then Mark Ruffalo, he plays the Hulk, Bruce Banner, in Avengers, which comes out next year on May 1st. They talked to him. They didn't have like this big conversation. I felt it was worth mentioning. They said they caught him at the Sundance Film Festival, and he want to go. They said, or he said he would say it's better, it's cooler, it's more sly sense of humor. He said it had, has Josh Whedon's incredibly sly sense of humor. He said about Avengers 2, so it's promising. And along with what Scarlett Johansson said. She went into really deep about. I mean, everybody. Of course, they always say their movie's good. I mean, who's going to say my movie's a piece of crap?
Yeah, but I think the way she
described it,
cerebral and dark.
Yeah, cerebral. People don't use those.
Nobody
words.
doesn't say nobody. What is that?
That's a very intelligent word to use to describe a movie where they blow up stuff. I'm
really wondering, and it better not be like. She said it wasn't a rehashing. It better not be a rehashing.
Yeah, because the first one was great, but I don't want them to do the same thing.
Oh, yeah. I remember Joss Whedon saying, way back, that Ultron will break the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he could kill off a character. But who do you think would die?
If they're going to kill off anybody, I would assume it would probably be Hawkeye. And let me give you the reasons. They're not going to kill Iron Man. He makes way too much money for them.
Yeah.
They're not going to kill Captain America. He's one of the founding fathers of Avengers. They're not going to kill off Thor. Makes plenty of money for them. They're not going to kill off Black Widow because she's a woman, and then they would get in trouble.
Whoa, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, or Scarlet Witch. Because
we're gonna have
they just introduced Scarlet Witch, so they wouldn't do that.
As I said, I feel like it has to be one of the originals.
but they wouldn't kill off Black Widow because she's a woman, and I think people would be mad. I mean, you're killing off a strong woman character.
Yeah.
But I would say Hawkeye, because nobody cares about Hawkeye. I personally, he's one of my favorite comic book
I've
characters.
come to like him better, even though I just know Green Arrow's way better.
I put him in my top 10 favorite comic book characters. Hawkeye, but not Green Arrow, but Hawkeye. But
Green Arrow's better.
Hawkeye. But
I mean, look it up. Green Arrow. Okay, I'm not going to get into this.
Hawkeye's more devoted. But
anyway. Hawkeye, I mean, Green Arrow's a better archer. It's been proven many times.
Yeah, but actually, I've heard Hawkeye's better. But let's not get into
actually, okay. Well, after this, we'll look this up.
Yeah, well,
we should make a video about it.
Let's not get into a tangent. I think people are going to get bored. But
oh no, they love to hear Marvel.
I think they would like to. I think they would probably kill off Hawkeye. I don't think they're going to kill off anybody.
I think they're going to kill off Black Widow. They're introducing Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, but
then
they're showing that they'll kill off a woman. Well, at least we have a placeholder until.
But Black Widow was extremely boring. She'll have her chance to shine. She's already been in Iron Man 2, Avengers. Captain America 2, Avengers.
Well, she's Avengers, then Captain America 2.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. She's been in all of them. But and then so I really don't. I mean, Hawkeye's had the least screen time, and Joss Whedon already said that he'll have a bigger role.
He said that about Black Widow too.
Yeah, so I'm thinking one of them will die. The bigger role. Oh, we have to sacrifice ourselves to take down Ultron.
In future Avengers, when we get into Avengers 4 and 5, even 3, really, I think they're going to switch out the people. Like, you'll have... I'm
thinking that, they're eventually just going to phase out the main ones.
Well, I don't know about that, maybe.
Or
but I'm thinking of the TV show where they'll have, like, people in Stark Tower. Like, you'll see, oh, hey, War Machine, hey, Cap, and then Black Panther and Doctor Strange will go out on a little thing by themselves. I think there'll be many of them, and they'll all be together, and they all know they exist, and everybody knows about Doctor Strange and the Guardians of the Galaxy and Black Panther, and they all just kind of do whatever they need to do for now, and some people will go off and do other things, but certain people will stay, because we'll know about Black Panther and Doctor Strange, and maybe even Namor that we don't know about right now, but we'll know about them in the future, and hey, Hawkeye, and whatever, hey, Black Widow, Wasp, and they'll all just be in there around. I think that would be cool. Actually, I'd love to see them all in there.
Stop getting me excited. Yeah. You're turning me to Marvel because it just seems like I don't know. It just seems like such a bigger possibility for it to happen with Marvel because I mean I know DC's their whole thing they're trying to get off the ground. I don't know. It seems like no matter what they do, people want to bash them. But I mean. I don't know. It's what they're doing right now is really responsible, and they had the guts to come out and say fully realize we know that means we bit off too much weak link.
And I also wanted to mention they could also bring in not just having all the characters in the tower. I think they could also just
Avengers Mansion.
Yeah, they could bring in an Avengers Mansion. I think they could do that. And
what if they have oh, never mind. I was going to say something fun, but then I realized that Fantastic Four is owned by Fox. So
but, they have the Netflix with Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Daredevil.
Ooh, Heroes.
If they connect that to the movies, because we don't know for sure if they're going to connect it. I hope to God they do.
I think that it said that somewhere that it is connected, but it's just about as connected as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, so I hope it's connected, and maybe they'll have like a local Avengers. And maybe Hawkeye won't die. Maybe he'll go off in the comics.
Or maybe
he has the
West Coast event. That's what I was saying, because isn't Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are in that.
So, and then there's also there's the Lake. They have the Great Lake Avengers, which is kind of lame, but they might do something.
I mean, but they also do that with Justice. They have like Justice League Brazil, Justice League International, Justice League Canada, Justice League of America.
Yeah, I bet you they have a Hell's Kitchen plan. They would put them into the thing, and I bet they would do a West Coast Avengers. That's one thing I was thinking. So many characters.
They don't really have to kill off an Avenger. You're going to West Coast.
So I mean, think about it. We already have 6 Avengers now. Then Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch is 8. They're going to add Black Panther, I'm sure. Doctor Strange, I'm sure. Then we have the Netflix people. We're already at 14.
I'm just waiting for Miss Marvel.
Oh, Ant-Man, Wasp. They're going to bring in the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, they're not going to. I think all these characters we're getting. What if we see them all team up? Even though, I thought that'd be so much for a movie and so many actors to pay.
If they could make it work,
just for against Thanos, and they have this big showdown or something.
You see Iron Man shooting, Hulk smashing, Rocket Raccoon shooting
on Oh, and then
Luke Cage,
Groot rooted in the ground and just throwing stuff down.
It could really be awesome.
Ant-Man walking around huge and punching stuff. And
by the time they do that, we'll be old enough to start helping.
I was going to say, we're going to be working for...
So we're making that movie. So go see
I was going to say, you'll see our names in the credits.
I think it's coming out 2023, I think, is around the time. So make sure you mark the calendar. Okay, I wanted to also mention... You want to get into the Screen Actors Guild Awards. We're not going to get in deep into it, but we feel they're worth mentioning. We know that we had the outstanding performance by cast in a motion picture, which was 12 Years a Slave, American Hustle, August Osage County, Dallas Buyers Club, Lee Daniels, The Butler. American Hustle won. How do you feel about that?
Confident. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but on Twitter, I was on Twitter last night after the awards, and I saw all of these people just hating American. They were like, that movie is so overrated. And in some ways, I can see where people would say that.
I think it's a little overrated. I like it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I liked it a lot, but I don't know. It just seems like the movie's almost becoming a Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
It's like getting the Jennifer Lawrence syndrome, where it's Jennifer Lawrence, so...
I really hope she doesn't win the supporting.
I really hope she doesn't. That loses really doesn't all credibility.
Because Lupita Nyong'o, SAG got it right on this one.
Yeah.
She really deserves it. I mean, her role in 12 Years a Slave was phenomenal. I mean, you can't... Jennifer Lawrence was good, but she wasn't enough for me to deserve to win an Oscar. Maybe a Golden Globe. Who cares about that?
Golden Globes.
But a SAG or Critics... SAG and Critics, which I think are the second and third most important awards to the Oscars as far as movie acting, had Lupita win both of those.
Mm-hmm.
So... I don't know. That kind of... I think if that's... I don't think the Golden Globes are really determining. I think the SAG and the critics are determining. And then for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role, Matthew McConaughey won for Dallas Buyers Club. And Tom Hanks and Chiwetel Ejiofor, Forrest Whitaker, and Bruce Dern were all nominated. I think this was good. I like to see Chiwetel win. But...
Oh, yeah.
I would say, this is different. The SAGs are different. This is the only award show, major one, I think, that's acknowledging The Butler. For none of the others, Golden Globes. Did the Critics' Choice even acknowledge them? The Oscars aren't acknowledging it. So I don't think it has to do with them not. I think it just has to do with the movies wasn't really that great too.
I never really saw it though, so I
heard it wasn't as great. I mean,
as people were praising it to be.
I mean, everybody wanted it to be good. Of all the the black movies that came out this year, I think 12 Years a Slave.
12 Years a Slave, yeah.
Fruitvale Station.
Even my
42 were all the good ones. The Nelson Mandela one wasn't really good, I heard, and The Butler wasn't.
Man,
really good.
Idris Elba, I'm sorry.
But I heard 12 Years a Slave. I mean, we know that's the best. Fruitvale Station is definitely one of the best, and 42 were like out of the 5 big black movies this year. Those were like the 3 best ones. So. Because they were all they were all true stories.
Mm-hmm.
Did you realize that all of them, even Fruitvale Station?
Oh, I knew Fruitvale Station. I even watched the real tape. I found it online.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
Yeah,
just the movie. You're just like, what? Because I want to be. I don't know. When a movie inspires me to take action or go do something or just feel convicted for the character, I feel like that's when it succeeded. Like when it's a movie like that. Mm-hmm. Just when I feel connected to the character by the end of the movie, or I mourn their death, like that scene at the end when they were in the shower, you just feel like, dang, I felt like the cry was so genuine.
Yeah. And for the outstanding performance by a female in a leading role, we had Meryl Streep for August Osage County, Cate Blanchett, who won, and then Sandra Bullock, Judi Dench, and Emma Thompson. This is another... Saving Mr. Banks with Emma Thompson. This is one of the only award shows that is acknowledging Saving Mr. Banks. A lot of people are forgetting about it, so that's interesting. But Cate Blanchett won. I think Sandra Bullock could have easily won too herself, but I think Cate Blanchett's probably going to win the Oscar. But you never know. Outstanding performance by a male actor. We had Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave. You had
12 Years a Slave.
Barkhad Abdi, Captain Phillips. You had James Gandolfini, Daniel Bruhl. Another thing, they're acknowledging Daniel Bruhl.
Oh, yeah.
The Golden Globes really did. Nothing else is doing it. Another James Gandolfini is being acknowledged. He wasn't acknowledged before, so that's good for him. Jared Leto won, of course, and Barkat Abdi is cool. I think Michael Fassbender could definitely win the Oscar, but
I
probably
wanted
Jared
to. At
Leto.
one point, he was my favorite actor.
Yeah. And then I just felt this is worth mentioning too. Outstanding performance by a female actor in a supporting role went to Lupita Nyong'o, who I feel definitely deserves it. Oprah didn't deserve it.
Oprah? What?
Yeah, Oprah didn't deserve it.
Why did she? Okay.
Jennifer Lawrence, she didn't deserve it, I don't think. Julia Roberts could have probably gotten it, and June Squibb could have gotten it, but I think Lupita Nyong'o got it. I think she needed it. She deserved it. Modern Family won the ensemble comedy series, which I think it deserved. It was also with Arrested Development, which I also think could have deserved it. Big Bang Theory, Veep is hilarious if you ever see that. That could have also easily won. And 30 Rock, which could have also could have been.
30 Rock.
This is the last time it'll be nominated.
I don't think you realize how much I loved 30 Rock.
Breaking Bad won by Ensemble and Drama Series. Next to Boardwalk Empire, Downton Abbey, Game of Thrones, Homeland. Homeland's a great show, but Breaking Bad, of course. Bryan Cranston won against Steve Buscemi, Peter Dinklage, Kevin Spacey, Jeff Daniels, an outstanding performance by a male actor drama series. Last time Breaking Bad can be nominated, outstanding performance by a female actor in drama series. Went to Maggie Smith, who was not there at her. She's almost 80. If she's in her 80s, next to Anna Gunn and Claire Danes, Kerry Washington, Jessica Lange.
I like Claire Danes.
Yeah, Ty Burrell got it for actor in a comedy series. He definitely deserved it against Don Cheadle, Jim Parsons, Jason Bateman, Alec Baldwin. And Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Veep definitely deserved it against Mayim Bialik, Eddie Falco, Julie Bowen, and Tina Fey. And Michael Douglas, we were just talking about him, he won for Behind the Candelabra against one of his co-stars, Al Pacino, Jeremy Irons, and Rob Lowe. So he won for Behind the Candelabra. So yeah, these are pretty much the big awards.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, so, and let's just say, and Helen Mirren won for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in Television, Movie, or Miniseries.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That very fast recap of the SAG Awards.
So yeah, this was our talk. We're gonna put up some reviews soon, so subscribe and read the blog.
Remember, this was part 2.
Yeah,
this is a 2-part video. So comment and subscribe. Make sure to check out our blog. It'll be in the description. See you next time.